A man had been making breakfast for his wife for 5 years, but one day, he suddenly forgot how to cut vegetables, so he grabbed a knife and woke up his wife. He told her he didn't want to live anymore. His wife quickly snatched the knife from his hands. She thought her husband was just overtired, but it turned out her husband was diagnosed with depression at the hospital. After Mike got married, he would prepare breakfast for his wife every morning. Then he'd gently say good morning to her. All his wife had to do was say goodbye before he left for work. Then she could go back to bed for some extra sleep. However, lately his wife noticed that Mike seemed off. She noticed that Mike's favorite cheese, which he used to love, was always left in his bowl. He would even forget to take his phone when leaving the house. His wife grabbed her phone and chased after him. She saw her husband staring blankly at a trash can. She asked him what he was looking at. Her husband said this garbage was just useless stuff. Mike worked at a foreign company. Every day he had to squeeze onto the subway for 2 hours to get to work. At work, he had to deal with difficult bosses and abusive customers. Over time, Mike developed depression, but he didn't tell his wife about his condition. He just lied and said he had a cold. However, his wife had already figured out from his symptoms over the past few days that Mike had depression. It turns out his wife had been recording her husband's every word and action in comics all these years to help cure her husband. His wife bought tons of books about depression. She also made a huge spread of dishes for her husband, but her husband couldn't get interested in any of it. His wife felt bad for him and wanted him to quit his job and rest at home, but her husband kept refusing because he was afraid that without an income, they wouldn't be able to make ends meet. Mike felt he had to stay strong, but the next day at work, Mike felt really down looking at the crowded subway. He rushed to the bathroom and started throwing up. Mike realized his condition was getting worse, so after careful consideration, he decided to apply for a job transfer. He told his boss that he had depression, but his boss thought he was just being dramatic. In the end, not only did he refuse his request, he actually increased his workload. Mike went up to the rooftop to get some fresh air, but thoughts of suicide started creeping into his head.